The longest energy relationship in North America just collapsed in a single day.
For 150 years, Canadian energy had one single destination, the United States. That arrangement seemed utterly permanent until now. In one sweeping and decisive move, Canada has fundamentally redirected its entire economic future toward Asia. This isn't just a minor policy adjustment, it's a complete redefinition of national sovereignty. What would compel a nation to tear up the century-and-a-half-old agreement? The answer lies in three profound strategic decisions made in Calgary on a late November day in 2025. First, the regulatory blockade simply vanished. Instead of facing decades of endless environmental reviews and legal challenges, the federal government guaranteed a major pipeline approval in under a single year. This new energy conduit is designed to move well over 1 million barrels each day, not south to American refineries, but westward, directly to hungry Asian markets. Second, the coastal barrier effectively fell. The federal tanker ban, once celebrated by environmental groups as a permanent protection for British Columbia's pristine coastline, will now be modified to enable Pacific exports. They aren't just opening a pipeline, they are opening a vast ocean gateway to the world. Third, a grand carbon compromise was struck. Alberta successfully gained exemption from stringent federal clean electricity regulations. In a pivotal trade, the province committed to a robust industrial carbon price of at least $130 per tonne. Ottawa achieves its emissions reduction goals, Alberta secures its long-sought autonomy. But here is what makes this entire maneuver truly revolutionary. This agreement transcends fossil fuels. It directly and irrevocably links pipeline development to major carbon capture technology investments. Canadian energy is being strategically repositioned as the world's cleanest, most responsible option. While other global producers focus purely on volume, Canada is now competing on superior environmental credentials. True sovereignty isn't about choosing your customers, it's about having multiple customers compete for your product. The hidden masterstroke, however, lies in a completely different sector. This deal formally commits Canada to developing a nuclear power generation strategy, specifically tailored to meet the colossal electricity demands of future AI infrastructure. They aren't just building for energy exports, they are building the foundational power grid for a coming technological revolution.
Now, you might wonder how they overcame the inevitable, fierce political opposition that has sunk every similar project for a generation. The answer is a paradigm shift in approach and principle. Instead of merely consulting Indigenous communities as a procedural hurdle, the agreement mandates genuine co-ownership, offering real equity stakes and a permanent seat at the table. Instead of requesting permission, the federal government is offering concrete partnership and equitable profit sharing from the very beginning, transforming potential adversaries into invested stakeholders with a shared interest in success. It represents a monumental move from superficial consultation to deep, meaningful co-ownership in a single historic document. This single clause disarmed the most potent line of criticism and built a powerful new coalition for progress. Political opponents were consequently left grasping at minor procedural complaints, unable to mount a substantive moral or economic argument against a plan that included shared prosperity and environmental technology. The necessary broad coalition had already been meticulously built behind the scenes. The most powerful and predictable arguments against development were neutralized before they could even be voiced loudly in the public sphere, a testament to a brilliantly executed political strategy. But here is the most revealing detail of all, the clue that lays bare the government's ambitious intent. No private sector company has even volunteered to build this specific pipeline yet. This reveals the government's true proactive strategy. It isn't responding to existing market demand or waiting for corporate proposals. It is proactively creating the regulatory and political conditions that make massive private investment inevitable and de-risked. They have reversed decades of stagnant, reactive Canadian energy policy with the stroke of a pen, telling industry, if you build, we will guarantee the path. This is state planning and market dynamism fused together. The implications of this strategic shift are truly staggering, unfolding across multiple domains. Washington's long-held assumption of permanent discounted access to Canadian resources has evaporated overnight, forcing a painful recalculation of American energy security and economic leverage. Alberta's potent separatist movement has lost its most compelling argument, as Ottawa is now demonstrably working as a partner, not an overlord. Environmental groups have discovered that even their hardest-won regulatory protections can be negotiated away when an overarching national strategy, which includes its own environmental gains, is deemed to be at stake. The entire continental dynamic has been reset. This is about far more than energy and pipelines. It is about strategically positioning Canada as the premier destination for both cutting-edge AI investment and clean energy exports simultaneously, a unique value proposition that no other country can easily match. One nation is deliberately and calmly building the integrated infrastructure for the next century, while others remain stuck debating the problems of the last one. It is the difference between leading a wave and being drowned by it. The 150-year rule is broken, its fragments swept aside by the urgency of a new geopolitical reality. The new era of Canadian economic independence and strategic assertiveness begins right now. If you are watching global power shifts in real time, you are witnessing a monumental one happen, likely a full day before most American media outlets even begin to report it or comprehend its full significance. This is the advantage of understanding the deeper currents that move world events. If this analysis has helped you understand these seismic changes now reshaping our world, please support our work by liking this video and following Winds of Thought for more critical insights into the powerful forces shaping our collective future. The next major shift is already developing on the horizon, and you will undoubtedly want to see it coming. The global board is being reset, and Canada has just made a masterful opening move. This pivot to Asia is not an isolated event, but part of a broader, calculated vision for national prosperity and influence. The alignment of energy exports with technological ambition creates a powerful, virtuous cycle of investment, innovation, and growth. By securing its own economic destiny and creating multiple competitive markets for its resources, Canada gains greater leverage and respect in all international affairs, from trade negotiations to climate diplomacy. The ability to power the next generation of AI data centers with clean, reliable, and affordable nuclear energy makes the country an irresistible hub for the next wave of digital innovation and the immense capital that follows it. This isn't just independence for its own sake. It's a forward-looking, comprehensive strategy for relevance, leadership, and prosperity in the 21st century. The old model of reliance and dependency is gone, replaced by a new confidence and a clear-eyed strategy that will influence everything from foreign policy to domestic job creation for generations to come. The world is taking note, and the balance of power is subtly but irrevocably tilting.